Hi students, this is Ms. Overly with your review for the quiz coming up. And as we look at this review, your job with this video is going to be to pause the video. Once the question is up here, give everyone a chance to try the question and then play the video to check your work. So please pause the video, have everyone try number 1, and then you can play it to check your work. All right, if you are playing the video right now, everyone in the room has tried to translate this into an equation. The difference, we know that means minus, of twice a number. We know that means times 2, and 10 is we know means equals 3 less than 3 times x. So we're going to write that as twice a number, and this is the difference of twice a number and 10, is 3 less, so we know we're going to have minus 3 on the end here, then 3 times x. And we know that times looks like this. So that should be your final answer. All right, take a look at number 2. Pause the video, please, and then play it once everyone has tried to translate this into a verbal sentence. All right, there's many ways you could do this. One would be x plus 5 equals 4 times the sum of 3 and x. But of course, that's just one of many ways. Now would be a good time to pause the video and share other ways you could have written this with the class. All right, pause the video, please. Have everyone try to solve number 3, and then play it once everyone's tried to solve. So to get m alone, we know we need to add 15 to both sides. So we are left with m equals 23. And of course, you can check this. 23 minus 15 is 8, so 23 works. All right, pause the video. Give everyone a chance to try number 4 and then play it to check your work. So w equals negative 13. So again, to undo multiplication by 5, we divide both sides by 5, and we're left with w equals negative 13. All right, pause the video. Give everyone a chance to try number 5, and then play it to check your work. All right, if you're playing this video, you've tried it. I like to write in a negative 1 times y there first. Draw my line, circle what I'm solving for. And the first thing I need to do to get y alone is to add 6 to both sides. So I'm left with negative 1 times y equals negative 24 plus 6 is negative 18. And now to get y alone, I'm going to switch colors here. I'm going to divide by negative 1 on both sides. So I'm left with y equals positive 18. And you could check your work to see if that works. All right, pause the video, give everyone a chance to try number 6, and then play too. All right, so to solve for x here, we know the first thing we need to undo is plus 6, so we are going to subtract 6 from both sides. So we're left with 5x equals 20. Then to get x alone, we need to undo multiplication by 5. So to undo multiplication, we divide by 5. So x equals positive 4. How many of you got positive 4? Awesome. All right, number 7, by far the most challenging problem on the review. I challenge you to first think about one way we could solve proportions. So think back to 7th grade. What's one way we could solve proportions? Remember, that's cross multiplication. So I'll set it up with you, and then you can pause the video to continue to solve this. So 5 times the quantity 2x plus 1 equals 2 times the quantity x plus 2. There are other ways you could do this, so you might have done it another way, and that's awesome. I challenge you to keep trying your way, and then at the end check and make sure you got the same answer. So I would pause right now, give everyone a chance to solve this. Remember, when we have a number in front of parentheses, what we do. And once you've given everyone a chance to solve this, then you can play the video to finish. Alright, so we can rewrite this as 5 times 2 I know is 10x plus 5 equals, and 2 times x is 2x plus 2 times 2 is 4. And of course this is kind of tricky because I have x's on both sides of my equation. Which one do we like to move? We generally like to move the smaller x. So to undo a positive 2x, we're going to subtract 2x from both sides, which leaves us with 8x plus 5 equals 4. And now I have x's all to one side, which certainly helps. To get x alone here, my next step is going to be to subtract 5 from both sides, which leaves me with 4 minus 5 is negative 1. So I'm left with 8x equals negative 1. And then I can divide by 8, divide by 8. So x equals negative 1/8. That's our final answer. All right, give everyone a chance to tackle this one the same way they would have tackled the last one. We've got t's on both sides, so what do? And then go ahead and play the video. All right, so I'm going to move the smaller t, so I'm going to minus t from both sides, and if it helps, you could write in a 1 here because this is a 1t. These t's cancel. I'm left with 5 minus 1 is 4t minus 6 equals, and I bring down a negative 2. Be careful about that. Now I have all my t's to one side, so to get t alone, the next thing I need to do is add 6 to both sides to undo subtraction, which leaves me with 4t equals negative 2 plus 6 is positive 4. And then to get t alone, to undo multiplication by 4, I divide by 4. So t equals 4 divided by 4 is 1. All right, check number 9. You know what to do when we have a numbers in front of parentheses. So pause the video, let everyone do that, and then you can play it to check it. So first we distribute. 4 times g is 4g. 4 times 2 is 8. I bring down the minus, plus 2g equals 6 times g is 6g. And 6 times 4 is 24, bring down the minus. So let's look for like terms. Did you notice any right away? 4g plus 2g is 6g minus 8. And on this side we have 6g minus 24. And remember, we want to get all the g's to one side. So right away, this tells me I need to move one of my g's. So I could move this one. To undo a positive 6g, I'm going to subtract 6g from both sides, which leaves me with negative 8 equals negative 24. Is negative 8 ever going to equal negative 24? Absolutely not. So this is a no solution situation. All right, setup number 10. Read it first to yourself, and then go ahead and see if you can write an equation and solve it. So at the Pizza Luce, the price of medium pizza is determined by the equation 9 plus 1.5x, where x represents the number of toppings added to a cheese pizza. This makes me kind of hungry. Vincent spent $13.50 on a large pizza. Actually, this should read medium pizza. My mistake. So it's medium pizza. How many toppings did he select? So we can write the equation 9 plus 1.5 per topping, and that equals what he spent on the pizza, which is $13.50. Now we know how to solve equations with just one unknown. So the first thing we're going to do is undo that positive 9. So subtract 9 from both sides, which leaves us with 1.5x equals 1350 minus 9 is 450. And lastly, to get x alone, we can undo multiplication by 1.5. So we can divide by 1.5. Which leaves us with x equals 3 toppings. I wonder what 3 toppings Vincent chose.